All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with this lesson, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you I say shalom. This is your brother Yeshaya coming at you again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the title of this lesson will be Totalitarianism Via MOTB. All right. Now, before I jump into this video, because I have a couple videos and like two articles to pull out. Before I get that, I want to get that definition for totalitarianism. All right. It says a system of government that is centralized and dictatorial and requires complete subservience to the state. Now, let me get this in the Wikipedia. It says totalitarianism is a political system and a form of government that prohibits opposition political parties, disregards and outlaws the political claims of individual and group opposition to the state, and controls the public sphere and the private sphere of society. So, and then it gives, you got pictures of these two dudes, right? But this is what the elite of this world, the elite of Esau, this is what they have in mind, right? Totalitarianism, complete control over the world, right? And that's going to come by the way of what they're trying to implement is the MOTB, right? That implantable device under your skin that can track, monitor you everywhere you go, and as well, if you don't have it, you won't be able to operate within the system. You won't be able to, operate in society. Go into stores, go to work, get paid, uh, uh, do any goods and services, right? And we'll touch more into that. But we'll go ahead and play this video, and I'm gonna be pausing it and then jumping into other things while I play this video. Uh, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Here's the good news. The secret police are not coming with guns to take you away to a prison camp in a frozen wasteland for speaking out against the government. They did that in communist countries in the 20th century. It's not going to happen here in America or in Western Europe. Here's the bad news. The secret police aren't coming for you because they don't have to. There are ways to shut you up and keep you quiet.
Now, he mentioned that, right? Uh, about the police coming after, or secret police coming after you. Now, we do understand that, pursuant to the scriptures, that they will come upon the elect. They will try to gather us. Martial law will be implemented, and you'll have FEMA camps throughout the country where they're going to be gathering people who have opposing views, who don't want to get down with the program, and they're going to put them in those camps, and eventually you'll be beheaded for not submitting to the will of Esau, submitting to the beast system, right? So let's continue on.
That don't involve physical force. The powers that be, and that now includes major corporations, the educational establishment, the media, and the government, can just kick you off the internet, put you on a no-fly list, and bar you from using the banking system. We can describe scenario number 1 as hard totalitarianism and scenario number 2 as soft totalitarianism. There are big differences between them, but in the end, you arrive at the same place: submission and silence. To grasp the threat of totalitarianism, hard or soft, it's important to understand exactly what it means. According to the famous political scholar Hannah Arendt, a totalitarian society is one in which an ideology seeks to displace all prior traditions and institutions, with the goal of bringing all aspects of society under control of that ideology. The state literally defines and controls reality. Truth is whatever the rulers decide it is. These rulers might say something like, men can have babies, or skin color is more important than character, or the American Revolution was fought not for freedom, but to protect the colonists' slave interest, or those who resist a vaccine mandate are enemies of the people, and insist that you not only believe it, but affirm it. If you don't, you might lose your job, your business, and your good name. That dystopian future, of course, is now. And we're only at the beginning.
Now, so he mentioned a couple of good things, a couple of good points, right? Now, one is that social credit score, right? Social credit score is that what he was stating, pretty much if you ain't down with what Esau uh, uh, pretty much pushes, pretty much your credit score will lower, meaning you'll be ranked. And there's going to be a system in place, and that's going to be part of the B system, to where if you're speaking out against certain laws, certain or just the way uh, things is carried out here in America, speaking out against the government, you can be barred from doing certain things. You can lose your job, like he mentioned. You can eventually go to the point where you're gonna be treated as an enemy of the state. You're gonna be treated as a what's that term? You're pretty much gonna treat it as what's that term called? I can't remember that term. Uh, it slips my mind. But pretty much you're gonna be, looked at by the government as being an enemy, right? As being a traitor, or I forgot that term. It's some tip of my tongue. I'm trying to say it. Treason, right? You're pretty much gonna be charged with treason by going against the ideals and the laws and the pretty much what Esau is trying to push, right? So if you ain't trying to get down, you disagree with certain things, you're gonna be treated as an enemy, right? To the point where Esau is going to try to implement these draconian measures to arrest and punish those with opposing views, right? You're gonna come to a point where you're gonna be charged with treason for doing simple things, right? And like I said, all that is coming. All that is coming. We see in the stage being set. Esau has everything lined up. You know, with the laws, with these certain distractions, with uh, Esau has a system called Ordo Abkeo, which where he creates a problem, and then they call it problem reaction solution, right? Where he creates a problem, and pretty much in the midst of the chaos of that problem, he comes out with a solution to try to, bring order, right? But that order is all going to be in his favor. People are going to get frustrated. They're going to get fed up with problems, right? Like right now, the economy, right, or war, uh, so many things. So many factors have taken to place that Esau is doing. Esau has this thing that Klaus Schwab calls polycrisis. So this multitude of things bombarding the American people, bombarding everybody around the world, is going to lead them to give in and seek for security instead of freedom, right? And that's where Esau is going to slip in and come in with with that, with that idea or that solution, and people are going to eat it because they're going to want to eat. They're going to want to be safe. They're going to want, to go back to normal instead of continuing in that chaotic state of whatever civil war or, lack of food, lack of water, you name it, right? But let me get something real quick. Let me go to Isaiah 10 and verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed." That's right. And that's essentially what I mentioned before, that them draconian measures, right? Them draconian measures are going to be implemented, right? Where they can just lock you up for whatever reason, right? Speaking against the Ish people, speaking bad about the whole rainbow community, uh, and it's still going to continue to amplify, and it's going to come to a point where if you're speaking this truth, hey, you're going to get locked up. There's going to be a crime to go out there and speak the truth. There's going to be a crime, and you saw what he mentioned earlier, that the ruler in this totalitarianism, dystopian government type of government, uh, the ruler has a say so of what's true and what's false. And you go against that, you'll be considered an enemy. You'll be considered spreading misinformation, so on and so forth, right? And let me get another one. Let's get Isaiah 29 and verse 21. It says, "That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught." And that's exactly what they're trying to do. That's exactly what they're doing. They're making a man an offender for a word. It says, "And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate." And we see those snares being laid out to where your channel will get clipped. Uh, 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 just talking anything about one of those moles, it's considered a hate crime. You beat one of them up, and you say beating one of them up is one thing, like assault or whatever, but then, saying calling them a happy person, what I'm saying, that's another crime within itself, and it's a worser crime, or you receive a worser sentencing and judgment for that. If worse, I don't mean to say worser, but I mean to say worse. Slovakia. But this is all what's happening, right? This is all leading up to that social credit score, right? To where he's able to monitor and track uh, uh, what you post on social media, what you post on YouTube, you know, all these things. The same thing that's happening in China. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up this article, right? It says China's social credit system, right? It says on June 14, 2014, China's State Council announced a plan to establish a social credit system which would assign social credit scores to citizens based on their behavior. A citizen's social credit score goes up based on socially desirable actions, like paying taxes or purchasing Chinese products. It declines if a person engages in behaviors that the state council seems dishonest or deems dishonest or otherwise problematic, such as committing crimes or making negative statements about the government. See? So you won't be able to speak no truth. Whatever the government deems to be um, undesirable actions, socially undesirable actions, boom, they can do whatever, you know, lower your credit status, your social credit status, right? But it says um, access to social benefits, like receiving a home loan or traveling on an airplane, will be partly determined by one's social credit score, right? So having access or what you can and can't do will be determined by the social credit score, right? You're an obedient a slave. Hey, you can be able to travel. You can uh, 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 get approved for a home loan. You can uh, continue, surfing the web. Continue living on as your normal life. You know, but yeah, you gotta watch what you say. You gotta watch what you do. You gotta, even the way you think, right, is being what you surf on the web, right? All that is being tracked and monitored, right? But it says, with this social credit system, the Chinese government aims to create a more honest and harmonious society. Um, that's pretty much it on that. But you can just look at the uh, Chinese government, as an example of what America is going to be soon, right? You had I think it's the WEF forum, they pretty much mentioned how they liked how China, or the direction that China is going. In the WEF forum, they're pretty much the people that like really have a say so in what's going on around the world, you know. So you don't think they're gonna try to implement that in other places around the world? America, for example, right? We see it coming, you know. We see the stage being set, you know, and it's happening more quicker than you think. We're gonna maybe start seeing this thing probably soon next year, right? Uh, uh, a cashless society start being taking place. Because once that happens, a cashless society starts taking place. That's it. That's it. We saw what happened before with the that one shit that happened with the crowd strike. Where they were able to they all that those airplanes had to be grounded, and some the banking systems were kind of screwed up. People couldn't access their money in their bank accounts, right? And that happened all around the world. Just shows you how fragile and vulnerable that system is, to where they can just shut it down if they want to. If they really wanted to, they can just shut everything down. And once they take away all the money, that was a little glimpse of what can happen. If that would have lasted longer than 2 weeks, people would have started bugging out, rioting probably. So people gotta pay food. Buy food, pay for bills. Your average American ain't really carrying cash like that, right? Most people just swipe, use their card, or use their phone. You know, slowly being, uh, uh, what's that term? Pretty much slowly being desensitized to accepting a digital device implanted under your skin, to where you can scan. Ease of access, convenience, right? So, let me see. Oh, I also wanted to mention this. This is a episode from Black Mirror called Nosedive. If brothers haven't watched it, this is a great episode to watch. Um, Pretty much touching on the whole social credit score, right? And I ain't gonna spoil anything, but I recommend brothers to watch this. It's a great watch to have an insight of the things to come, right? And the what Esau and these elite have in mind, have in plan, as far as their agenda. All right. So let me go back.
Of this process. Where does it lead? To less freedom, that much we know. Again, no guns, no violence. We just go along. Nobody kicks the door down. We open the door and invite them in. The more information the government has about you, and the more the tech sector can see what you're doing and saying online, the easier it is to monitor your behavior. How long before the government creates a digital profile of each citizen? And how would the government use that profile? It might go like this. If you do socially positive things as defined by the government, nothing really changes. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you're even rewarded for good behavior, a faster internet connection, preferred medical treatment, or even the best seats at a concert.
Right. They'll pretty much try to incentivize you to do certain things, to take the venom, right? Take lift up your sleeve and take this venom. You be incentivized. We saw what was going on during COVID. Slovakia, the C, right? C-19. We saw what was going on at that time. People were getting incentivized, getting free donuts, free fries, free burgers, right? Free, just free shit in order, in order to take these, you know what I'm saying, that juice, right? And I hate speaking in code, but this is what we got to do. You know, again, uh, make a man an offender for a word, right? Got to speak in code.
If you do socially negative things, again, as defined by the government, you lose privileges. You're pushed to the margins of society. You become a non-person. Sound far-fetched? It shouldn't. It's
Yeah,
happening.
you pretty much get you'll get what's that? You pretty much get pushed off grid to where you won't be able to, you know, operate in the system, operate in society, like I mentioned earlier, right? And there's one thing he mentioned too. He mentioned a digital profile, which they already got. A lot of people shit that's involved in the social media realm of things, right? But soon they're gonna start asking y'all to get what's it called, a digital ID, right? We saw what happened earlier, just earlier this week with the whole. As a matter of fact, I got the video right here. I'll play it just real quick.
Almost every American Social Security number may have been leaked in a massive data breach. The data stolen from national public data was reportedly dumped on a dark web forum by a hacking group called USDOD. The group, which is offering to sell the stolen records, claims to have personal data for everyone in the U.S., UK, and Canada. People potentially affected are advised to monitor their credit reports and manage their passwords effectively. Now, this alert comes as the 2025 Social Security cost of living adjustment is projected to be about 2.5%. That's the smallest increase since 2021.
So there you have it, right? Everybody's Social Security has been hacked. All Americans, Canadians, people in the UK. I think they said, I watched another article. I watched another video that said it was like over 3 billion people's Social Security was hacked, right, or taken. But that shows you how fragile the system is. Esau is creating that chaos, right, creating that problem in order to bring in the solution, right? And again, what's that solution? The digital ID. Because, they've been kind of programming the people, all of us, to focus on security. You'll get these messages on your email about your Gmail or your Apple account or whatever, telling you to do a two-step verification. And then, oh, that's not enough. We gotta use biometrics. You gotta use face scan. And people are getting used to that. You got fingerprint scanners on your phones, face scanners on your phones, right? Voice recognition software on your phones. Shit, now you got AI systems in your phone, right? Just showing you where things is headed. They've been slowly desensitizing you, slowly, but at a rapid rate. To where now they want you to create a digital identity. So this is an article. It says, "What is digital identity? Your guide to digital identity." It says a digital identity is a collection of information about a person that exists online. When this information is grouped together, it can provide a digital representation of an individual to help them access services and goods. Once a business has verified the identity of the customer, right? So there's going to be a way to another step, right? Like I mentioned earlier, another step, another like the two-step verification. There's going to be another step of that verification to know that is actually that person who is buying, who is selling, who is creating an account or whatever, right? Again, because you have hackers out there that can just take your social security and, max out credit cards, withdraw money, uh, pretty much use your identity and sell it to other people or use it for whatever they want, right? And claim to be you, you know. But it says uh, as the world moved online more rapidly than ever before in the last years, fraudsters have also become more sophisticated, seeing these increasing digital opportunities, digital identity. And that's Esau, he creates those opportunities for people to sneak in and create problems because that's what he wants. He wants those problems so he can, again, bring forth more control. That control is creeping, but it's steadily creeping to the point where, again, Esau is going to have full control. And that's exactly what he wants. He wants you to fear and give up your freedom for security, right? But it says the increase, Salakia, it says, seeing these increasing digital opportunities, digital identity has become more prevalent and more important, right? And you don't think it's important now that everybody's social security has been hacked, right? And can be exposed out in the open. You see? So Esau can use this to be like, hey, we need digital ID. We need this. This has to be implemented so that way we know who we're dealing with, right? Again, that order ab KO. Esau uses it time and time again. It ain't no secret, right? The scriptures go into it. Let me see. Let me get what's that precept? Salaki, I spelled it wrong. Right here, 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? So we ain't ignorant, of Esau's schemes, his plots, his plans. We know how Esau get down, right? It's out there, you know. So let me go back. Play that later. Oh yeah, let me go back to this. Salakia. But it says digital identity types. It says there are different ways to verify digital identity, ranging from document verification, biometric verification, to database checks. Salakia. Once a user has verified their identity, this unlocks access to online services like banking, investing, gaming, and travel. You see? So you're going to need this in order to have access to these things. It's going to start with this, the digital ID, right? The biometric verifications, you know, uh, 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 facial recognitions, all these things, you know. But this is all leading up to what? The MOTB, which is the ultimate form of pretty much of Esau having control. Because with that, he can be able to monitor where you're at, turn your chip off if he wants to. If he doesn't like what you're doing, he can just, boom, block you out of society, which will make everybody totally submissive unto him, unto his order, and unto his will, right? It will be like it says in 2 Thessalonians. As a matter of fact, let me get it. 2 Thessalonians Salakia. Can't really see my keyboard. Second Thessalonians 2 and verse Salakia. Second Thessalonians 2 and verse 4, it says, who opposes and exalted himself above the Most High. Salakia, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Right. So Esau is in direct opposition to everything that the Most High created and that's of the Most High. Right. The laws, everything. Right. But Esau is now trying to set himself up and exalt himself above all that. Put himself in that seat. Right. And we see that through him trying to have complete control over the earth. You know, push his ideas, push his agenda. Right? Now, real quick. Actually, I'll hold it off for later. I'm going to continue reading on this, though. It says, once a user has verified their identity, this unlocks access to online services like banking, investing, gaming, and travel. People can identify themselves online using different types of digital identity information. They can upload or take a picture of their official ID, or they can verify themselves with biometric scans such as facial recognition, fingerprints, or voice. They can also submit personal identifying information about themselves to be verified against database checks. Now, with AI, right, as we're seeing, you can have things like deepfakes. People can just use programs to mimic your voice. We've seen that with people with the phone calls, right? You heard about that a couple months ago, or several months ago, or it might have been last year. I can't remember, but pretty much people having that software, that AI software, to be able to use your voice and pretty much, or record your voice and then use the AI software to make it sound like you're saying something over the phone, or you know what I'm saying? Pretty much my point here is that Esau has things out here to where he can just bypass, all these checks. Right? Again, you have the deep fakes. So that whole taking a picture won't work. You have biometric scans. People can just bypass that. Right? Voice. Like I said, I just mentioned that. People have the software now to where they can just bypass that. They have software that can mimic your voice. That they have software that can make it to where the fingerprints thing, won't work. They have so many things. They have these masks that can look like you. You know what I'm saying? So the ultimate form of security that he's going to try to push with is to take that, MOTB, that C-hip under the skin. That way, you won't have to worry about any security problems or any identity theft, right? So now, let's go back to the video.
Happening right now in China. It happened in Russia. Sound far-fetched? It shouldn't. It's happening right now in China. It happened.
Slacky, let me skip back a little bit more.
Again, as defined by the government, you lose privileges. You're pushed to the margins of society. You become a non-person. Sound far-fetched? It shouldn't. It's happening right now in China. It happened in Russia and Eastern Europe not that long ago. Talk to anyone who lived behind the Iron Curtain, and they will tell you we are headed down a dangerous road. No, you say, it can't happen here in the land of the free and the home of the brave. I wouldn't be so sure. Ronald Reagan famously observed that freedom can be lost in a single generation. That's because the human inclination...
That's right, and that's what we're about to see. We're about to see your rights and your freedoms uh, uh, start to be infringed upon, start to be taken away. We're seeing that, being eroded by the 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 many problems that's going around in the earth and the laws that's being implemented to so-called bring solution to those problems. Right? Let me continue on.
It's not toward liberty, but security. Freedom is a value, not an instinct. It entails personal responsibility and risk. Security requires little risk and little personal responsibility, so it comes with little freedom. That's why every new generation must be taught the supreme importance of freedom.
Now, I want to get this precept just real quick. Psalm 55, and I'll read verse 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." So, Esau be using these politicians, right? These presidents, to give you these give you a false sense of hope, feed you lies, in order for you to pretty much have hope of a better future, of thinking that Trump will make America great again, of thinking that, Kamala Kamala Harris will, do whatever the hell she's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? The fact is that they're leading you down a path of where you're going to be slave. You're going to be a slave. They're not leading you to anything that's beneficial. We see it time and time again. All these politicians that they say good things, leading up to their nomination or election, but then once they're in office, they do completely the opposite. Right? But that's it right here. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Because ultimately, they're forwarding the plans of the elite. And the plans of the elite, pursuant to the Georgia Guidestones, is to reduce population by 500, reduce population down to 500 million. Which, we have 8 billion people on the planet. So, you do the math. You have systems like this, the MOTB, to where you're going to have a certain amount of people. It's eventually going to turn into a technocracy, to where you're going to have only the top people controlling the masses through this digital implantation. Right? Again, and this ain't far-fetched no more. 30, 40 years ago, yeah, people would be, they'll think, we're just seed theorists and we're bugged out. But now, hey, now with all the advancement in technology and the way things is going, hey, this thing is clear. It's clear that this is what is going to be. The MOTB is the C-HIP. Right? Now, I'm going to finish this out real quick, and then we'll get another video.
And develop the strength of character to maintain it. Of course, the people who want to take away our freedom say they're doing it in the name of compassion for the many victims of oppression. Unlike the Bolsheviks of the old Soviet Union, the left of today's America gets its way not by shedding blood, but by shedding tears. Don't be fooled. The objective is always the same: submission and silence. So,
hey, what does the scripture say? What does the scripture say? Though he humble himself. Let me get that. It's in the Apocrypha. Bear with me. It's in Sirach somewhere. Damn. Let me go back. Let me see if it'll come up now. Damn. Bear with me, Baba Shah. Trying to find this thing. God dang. Let me just Google it. Okay, so Sirach 12 and 10. It says, hold on. Let me get the whole chapter. This is Sirach. Chapter was this? 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that the rust had not been altogether wiped away. Right? So, again, never trust your enemy, man. Like, even if he's, humble, whatever, comes crouching, whatever, hey, always take good heed of this man. But he uses these tactics, again, like I mentioned earlier, his words were smoother than butter, yet war was in his heart. He always has an ulterior motive behind what he does. He'll set up these people to go out here marching and do things, but they're all backed up by the elite to push a certain agenda, to create, again, that problem, reaction, solution, right? Let me continue on this, though. Finish this out.
How do we stop the drift toward soft totalitarianism? This is not an easy question, but we can create a base from which we can start to act. Let it be this. You may not have the strength to stand up in public and say what you really believe, but you can at least refuse to affirm what you do not believe. You cannot overthrow this soft totalitarianism on your own. But if enough of us find within ourselves, our families, and our communities the means and the courage to live in the dignity of truth, no matter what it costs, we can keep America free. Otherwise...
All right. Well, we're going to stop it there. I just wanted to play that because this man likes to say that as long as we unite together and, in the common cause and stand up against the government, saying that America will be good. But nah, America's done. America's finished, right? But us that is standing up in truth, in the scriptures, right? The Akim, the Akwathium, right? Mainly, the brothers out here pushing this word. Hey, we're going to have the victory. We're going to have victory, man. And as a matter of fact, that's in the scriptures. Let's get this. It's in 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 57. It says, but thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach. You see? Through Yahushua Shem Yahushua, or through Yahushua, that's how we get the victory. Right? The victory from death, the victory from sin, the victory from these wicked, corrupt bodies, and the victory against Esau, this damn devil. Right? And what are we doing? We're standing up for what? For truth, for righteousness' sake. Right? But anyway, let me go back. As a matter of fact, let me get this video. It goes into the C-hip, right? Let me play it.
Have you ever heard of microchip implants? These tiny devices, about the size of a grain of rice, can be implanted under your skin and used for a variety of purposes, from storing medical information to making payments. Some people believe that microchip implants are the future of technology, but are they also a threat to privacy? In this video, we'll explore the potential benefits and risks of microchip implants. So join us as we delve into the fascinating and controversial world of microchip implants. Microchip implants are becoming increasingly common in the expanding digital world of wirelessly connected internet-enabled devices, known as the Internet of Things, IoT. However, experts are warning of potential security threats as hackers may target vulnerabilities in the sensors and network architecture of these devices, including microchip implants. These implants typically carry unique identification numbers and can be tagged with user data such as health records, social media profiles, and financial information. While RFID chips are passive transponders, meaning that they require digital readers to be positioned within a few inches of the user's hand to communicate, near-field communication (NFC) chips use electromagnetic radio fields to wirelessly communicate with digital readers in close proximity, similar to how smartphones and contactless credit cards work. Biohacks, a leading provider of NFC chips, notes that one of the benefits of NFC is international use, as the standard is already widely supported by existing infrastructure and a variety of services and products in the public and private sectors. If you're someone who frequently misplaces essential items like keys, wallet, or bank cards, the idea of never having to worry about losing them again may seem like a far-fetched dream. However, a Russian doctor in Novosibirsk has taken this idea to the extreme by implanting tiny chips in his fingers and wrists to replace some of these items. By doing so, he now has a chip in his hand that functions as a key to the intercom system at the hospital where he works. Another chip serves as his work pass, and a third one functions as his ATM card. He has also implanted a chip in his wrist that can store contact details and transfer them to his mobile phone.
Ascension WoW is a standalone World of Warcraft.
Slovakia. Damn ads.
Jack said, "In order to get to work, you need to take out your purse, take a card out of it, apply it, put it back, and not lose it. It is very important because my wife got her chip after she lost 4 cards."
Right, so see right there, they're telling you, hey, that this is a convenience. Taking the MOTB, taking the C-hip, this implantable device under your skin, is a convenience. They're posing a problem. They're telling you, hey, you lose your keys, don't you? You lose your wallet, don't you? Your ID, you don't have it, always have it on you, right? Well, this is a solution to all your problems, right?
Instead of this, with a well-worked-out movement, just put your hand to the reader. You don't notice the infrastructure around you. It makes your life a lot easier. Although still enthusiastic about his own life choice, Volchek is not blind to the obstacles preventing chipped humans from becoming the norm. There are no other things in it apart from identification and...
Right, from becoming the norm. And we're seeing that, you already got 2 people, that are already test dummies for the damn Neuralink. Right? You got more of these companies out there, Synchron. You got a couple Chinese ones. You got so many. Right? So this is starting to become more and more mainstream. The talks of C-hips is becoming more and more prevalent. Because this is the direction that we're going into. Implantable devices under the skin, man with machine, merging man with machine. That is coming.
And getting some pleasure out of it, he explained. Medically implanted devices have not yet reached the level of miniaturization and the level of energy consumption that would be desired in order to be used in general practice. Microchip implants have the potential to revolutionize the industrial world in various ways. These tiny chips can be embedded in different devices to make them smarter and more connected. They can be used to track inventory, monitor equipment performance, and even enhance worker safety and productivity. One of the most significant advantages of microchip implants is their ability to improve access control and security. These chips can be used to grant access to...
You hear that? Security. Isn't that direction? Isn't that the talks right now? Security. Right? We continue on.
Secure areas, control machinery, and manage logistics, improving overall efficiency and safety in the workplace. Microchip implants can also streamline payment systems, making transactions faster and more secure. For instance, they can be used to replace credit and debit cards, eliminating the need for physical cards that can be lost or stolen. This technology would be particularly useful in the manufacturing industry, where workers need to purchase tools and supplies quickly and efficiently. In the medical industry, microchip implants can be used to store vital health information, such as medical history and allergies, reducing the risk of medical errors and improving patient outcomes. These chips can also be used to monitor and track patient health, providing real-time data that can help doctors make informed decisions about treatment. Microchip implants offer numerous benefits, but as with most things in life, they also come with drawbacks. One of the primary concerns is privacy. As these implants contain personal information, they could be used to track an individual's every move.
Right, privacy, your freedom, right? But it's going to come down to a point where people are going to choose safety over freedom, safety over privacy, right? That's what we're coming into, man.
Which could be a major violation of privacy. Additionally, these chips could be vulnerable to hacking, which would allow unauthorized access to personal information. Another concern is the ethical implications of microchip implants. While some people may view them as a way to enhance human capabilities, others may view them as an infringement on individual freedom and bodily autonomy. Additionally, there are health risks associated with the use of microchip implants, including the risk of infection or other complications from implantation. The involvement of governments in regulating microchip implants is crucial.
So you saw that? And I'll stop it right here. You know, the rest of it, you know, it gets repetitive. But you see that though, right there, right? That's what they're gonna be doing to people. You know. But you mentioned something, right? Medical illnesses, like the drawbacks from taking the C-hip, right? It even states that in the book of Revelation. Revelation, the 16th chapter. This is Revelation 16 and verse 2. It says, "And the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image." You see? So, a grievous sore, like a cancer, tumor. Because Esau knows that the body can't accept a foreign object. And especially with the 5G waves, or what's it called? The 5G, cell towers. Now they're talking about a 6G cell towers, and it won't be a coincidence that it will be a 6G whenever this shit happens, right? But anyway, that the frequency and there's the fact that it's under your skin, that's going to affect you. You already have problems with people with phones, talking about the phones causes damage to your body because of the radiation emanating off of it. How much more the chip? That's going to have people with swollen hands, blisters popping, tumors hanging out, right? And that's going to probably affect the whole body. People going to be over here goddamn falling apart, arm falling off because the goddamn C-hip that they took. But let me get another one. Let's get Revelation 13. Let's get that. Revelation 13 and verse 15, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now that image of the beast is the revitalization of Rome, right? The culture, the philosophies, the idols, the ideals. We see that all over the place. The eagle is back. That's it used to be Rome's symbol. Now it's Esau. Now it's America's. You have the what's it called? Shit, even the way the government is set up with the two political parties. That was done back then in Rome. So hey, he brought all this, back to life. The image of the beast is back. Full in effect. Live in effect. But it says, verse 16, that he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. You see? So, again, you have that C-hip that goes in the head with the Neuralink synchron, right? And you also got the ones in the hand. He causeth all. Because Esau is going to come upon the earth having great wrath, like the scripture says, because he knows he has a short time. So he's going to force this unto people. However it is, he's going to go about it to justify his means of doing it. The fact is that he's going to do it. But it says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. See, so you ain't going to be able to operate within society unless you have this thing under your skin. Right? Only those that's down with Esau's system are going to take it. Now, of course, you're going to have some of those that just gonna go and do it because they have no other way to make it. But the elect, hey, the scriptures talk about how we shall no longer stay upon those that smote him, that smote us. Right? We're no longer going to lean upon Esau for the want of all things. That time is coming to an end. We're trusting and leaning upon Yahweh Shem Yahushua to guide us and protect us from these times that's coming. And hey, the scriptures talk about be faithful unto death. So, if we die, we die. That ain't the end. That's like that's like a great honor to die in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yahushua died for us. The scriptures talk about how the servant ain't greater than his Lord or greater than his master, roughly paraphrasing. So hey, but all this is coming, man. All this is we see the setup. All this is coming to a head, right? But we know what happens to those who do take this thing. It ain't nothing but bad things, is coming unto them. Let's get Revelation 14, and I'll start at verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So anybody that take this thing, right, that trusts in Esau's system, right, that leans upon Esau for help, for deliverance, because this MOTB is going to be like Esau's own version of being saved, right, from all the disasters and calamities that's falling upon the earth. This is a solution, right? But it says the same. So anyone that takes this says the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you're going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. Thus says the scriptures, right? Because that's the way America is going to go out. and various places of around the world are going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, right? But that's the judgment that's set for those. So taking that MOTB is not an option for us. You know, with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, hey, we have a surety, the fact that he's coming, the fact that he's going to save his elect. Right? The scriptures talk about he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So we gotta hold fast and endure everything that we're gonna be hit with. You know, resist the temptation to take this MOTB, because people are gonna be starving. People are gonna be hungry. You know, the scriptures talk about how my servants shall eat. You know what I'm saying? So the servants of Yahweh Shema of Shah, Lord willing, would be those men, right? The elect. You know, we're gonna be good. The Most High is not gonna allow us to, Lord, like I said, Lord willing would be the elect, but He's not gonna allow His elect to be tempted and fall away and take this thing, right? Now, of course, we're all going to be tested in that time. Our faith is going to be tested, you know. But as we know, according to the scriptures, the elect, they're going to endure all the way to the end, right? And to those who give in to the system, again, this is the judgment, right? Death by fire, right? So that was pretty much all I had. I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close it out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Until the next time, I'm going to say, Shalom. Kwame Asher Allah.